What's up, Sagittarius? Alright, guys, so I really wanted to get this out before the end of the month. So this is going to be your mid-month. Finally, I'll be completely caught up for September, so everything will be coming out on time. So let's see what's been going on with you guys. We're going to backtrack just a little bit. So let's go back to about August 15th, and we'll go forward to about September 15th. And then we'll see if I can throw in a little bit of love before the month ends, okay? Alright, so what is going on with the sign of Sagittarius? Past, present, and future for their mid-month. August to September of 2018. What is going on for my Sag around the world? Okay, and then I'm going to have to take out my oracle cards. They are not on my desk. Alright. What is going on for the sign of Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Past, present, future look. Let's flip these over. Okay, guys, so before I get this started, let me take out these oracle cards. If I could find them, is this it? I have too many cards, guys. No, that is not it. Here we go. Okay. Alright. So, your energy. You guys have the Tower card, okay? So with the Tower card, there is going to be this big change that's happening in your life. For some of you, this could be something positive. For others of you, this could be something negative, all right? But this is something that's really going to shake the ground beneath you, where it's really just a wake-up call, something where you were trying to just find balance, where you could have a fallout with the person, okay? And even if you do have a fallout with someone, whether it's a lover, a friend, you know, family member, there is this sense of one of you wanting to come back to the other, but somebody really stands their ground here from what I'm seeing, okay? So going into the past, the first card that you guys have is the Four of Swords, okay? So with the Four of Swords, this is a sense of, you know, kind of taking a hiatus. Hold on, one of these cards flipped. So really just kind of taking a hiatus from something, taking a step back from it, really thinking about how you want to move forward and what's the best choice for you moving forward-wise. All right, and we have the Moon card in the reverse. So you kind of had an aha moment. It was kind of an epiphany that you had with somebody, or just in a situation where you're having a difficult time moving away, but you've really just taken a step back from something, okay? Now, the next card that you guys have is the Seven of Cups in the reverse. All right, so this is everything coming out on the table. If there was a difficult choice you had to make, you made it. If there's anything you were having illusions or confusion about, you see it clearly. Same thing as the Eight of Swords in the reverse. These cards actually mean very similar things. All right, so coming out of something where you felt stuck, where you felt trapped, or it could have just been a mental hold that someone had on you or that you had on them, but seeing it for what it really is. Seven of Swords in the reverse. So secrets here definitely came out, okay? Where now you have to go about this in a way that you feel was morally correct. It could have been something karmic you guys were going through, all right? Last card here is the World card in the reverse. So with this World card in the reverse, a sense of unfinished business that you could feel, maybe some loose ends that you have yet to tie with whatever you're moving away from, but there's something that you guys are deciding not to move forward with. Okay, you have the High Priestess in the reverse. So I feel like this is something that you guys may have tried denying, or that someone tried to deny against you, but the truth came out, and maybe there's someone having a difficult time letting something go here, but you're still moving past it. And with the Ten of Swords in the reverse, it's showing that the worst that could have happened in the situation has happened, and now you're getting past it, and now you're moving on from it, okay? Now, in your present moment, you guys have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, so really being guarded towards a person, okay, or towards a situation. Maybe you're being tight with money. Maybe there's some overspending, so you're being tight with it. With the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, this could be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Okay, or just something here that is just making you or somebody uneasy, where somebody feels like they've put so much time and investment into something, but they didn't get what they wanted from it. With the Temperance card in the reverse, your soul was not at ease with this, okay? Temperance is the card for Sagittarius. So with that being in the reverse, there's something that your soul is just not really on the same page as, okay? With the Page of Cups in the reverse, I feel that there's someone you stop talking to, or someone that may stop talking to you, or maybe an offer or idea you guys don't go through with. But if you're still in communication with whatever's bringing this sense of unease within your heart and in your soul, you know, I just don't feel it's genuine. When someone is talking to you and you see it as the Page of Cups in the reverse, you know, to describe the conversation that you're having, I think of it as like pillow talk. You know how you can kind of be in the heat of the moment and you say all these wonderful things, but once you're over it and you're up and you're showered and, you know, you're doing other things, it's like, damn, why the hell did I say that? I didn't mean that. You know, I was really just in the heat of the moment. So that's what's happening here. So someone feels lost in all of this. Now, the center of your reading and the next card for your present moment is the Ten of Cups. So that's kind of what connects everything. Even if this is hectic, for some of you, I feel relief. Okay, I feel a sense of happiness and relief, although there's a lot of chaos here. Because there's just something here that, you know, just as I say chaos, you know, the Chariot in the reverse pops up. So something that is just not within your control. Okay, for some of you, maybe it was with the water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Okay, but I feel like with you guys falling out of this, whether it happened in a good or bad way, you're able to kind of have a stronger hold on your emotions and how you express them. Okay, but for a lot of you, this was definitely something karmic that was supposed to end. Okay, now the next card we have for the present moment is the Queen of Swords. So this could be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini that you guys are dealing with. Man or woman, doesn't matter. Or you guys just being very guarded towards something or someone. We have the Hierophant. Alright, so this could have to do with marriage. This could have to do with following a path that's truly meant for us. You know, following the path that our higher self has for us. And the Two of Pentacles. For some of you, if this is within a relationship, there could be juggling with Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini involved. Maybe a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio involved as well. But there's something here where I feel like for the most part, you guys are just trying to find balance after you removed yourself from something. But I feel like it was just toxic. And not saying that you guys were the toxic ones, or, you know, the other people involved could have been toxic. I just feel like there's certain connections in our life where we kind of just get drawn to people that have similarities to us, but that could be a bad thing sometimes, because if I'm weak in certain areas, I don't want to attract somebody that's weak in those areas as well. So that's kind of where the attraction may have gone wrong, where both of you are not necessarily inherently bad people, but you could have just brought out bad sides in one another. Okay, moving forward into the future, we have the Two of Swords. So a strong sense of indecision. Maybe having to choose between two people, two jobs, you know, just two choices here you're battling. Nine of Swords in the reverse. You're in a place where you really just don't want to lose sleep over this anymore, but you're really between a rock and a hard place. And with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, things aren't balanced. Either someone's putting in more effort into something than you guys are, or vice versa, where you're putting in, you know, a lot more effort. But there's something here that you're trying to build, but it's going to be tough. Alright, because there's just this very unstable energy and promiscuous energy. If it has nothing to do with promiscuity, then it's just showing that, you know, people are just very unstable in whatever this is. Okay, now we have the King of Swords in the reverse. So this could be a very cruel figure. Somebody that can be abusive mentally, physically, emotionally, verbally. But this person comes about in two ways. Alright, so one, either they're just waking up and decide to just be a wrecking ball that day and just, you know, mess with people's lives in a negative way. Or this could be somebody that has really been pushed to an extreme where they really just can't take it anymore, and they react in a way where they're going to protect themselves. And it could seem, you know, a bit harsh, but they're just reacting to their environment. Alright, so you have the Four of Cups in the reverse. Some sort of offer that's accepted here. Okay, Nine of Wands in the reverse. So I feel like what's accepted here is that something needs to end, and that the energies were just getting too heavy. So if some of you are in a relationship, I definitely see you becoming single or self-sufficient. but there's definitely disappointment in whatever it was that you guys were in. Okay, Page of Swords in the reverse. Someone is really speaking their mind, but in an unnecessarily cruel way. Alright, but it's all while releasing a huge burden. So I feel like somebody's having their last say, their last words. Okay, and there's a loss that's felt here, but the most important thing here is releasing that burden. Now with this card, yes, there could be a lot of things that fell to the ground that didn't work out, but remember, you still have cups in hand. Alright, so there's still a come up after this. Alright, but definitely something that's ending here. You have the Ace of Swords in the reverse, and behind that, the Two of Cups in the reverse. Alright, so whether it's a job, friendship, a relationship, okay, volunteer work, I don't know, whatever it is, guys, there's something that's definitely being dropped here. So let's see what the advice is for you guys in regards to how you're going to be moving forward and what guidance you guys should follow. Okay, and I'm using Oracle of Visions by Ciro Marchetti. Someone corrected me on that. I kept saying Cairo, so Ciro. Thank you to my Italians out there. So let's see what's going on, guys. Okay. Alright, so we're going to look at two things here. We're going to look at the energy and the card that fell. Alright, so let's start with energy because that's just what we have to encompass as a whole. Alright, and for anyone into numerology, we're dealing with the energy of number 7 and with the card number 12 as guidance. Okay. Infinity, no limits, perseverance. Difficult things take a long time. Impossible things take a little longer. The abstract concept to infinity is given a visual reference here. This card represents limitless possibilities that infinity embraces. A monkey would, by random keystrokes, eventually put them into the precise order required to replicate the entire works of Shakespeare. This intriguing theory is effective despite its overwhelming odds because it defines infinity in terms other than an abstract improbability. It provides enough essence of possibility that it can be quantified and grasped, even if only in the realms of our imagination. But then we are free to imagine so many other improbable scenarios. It is appealing to consider that any personal goals or ambitions, no matter how fanciful, can, by the same criteria as our Shakespearean analogy, ultimately be achieved. The only limitation to their fulfillment is a matter of time and effort. Okay? Something may be left behind right now, but it's literally opening a door where you guys can do anything. You guys are really just opening up a realm of possibilities, and I think that's beautiful. So let's see what this card is trying to tell us with the number 12 and how they all tie in together. Okay, wonder of creation, protection, destiny. The guardian angels of life fly so high as to be beyond our sight, but they are always looking down upon us. A guardian angel is witness to the birth of one whose life he will oversee. He is in awe of the wonder of creation and its significance, cradling a mystical incubator in which this new life is enclosed. He understands its fragility. As he is now, so will he remain throughout, offering help and support, yet knowing the limitations of his influence. Fate and destiny will play their part. The chakras and astrological zodiacs orbit the central sphere, suggesting the role they will play in this future life. But this wondrous mechanism is also man-made, a grand part of how this life will be lived, and what it will achieve will not be predetermined by fate alone, but by free will and choice. Whether you guys made the choice or not to get out of what you need to get out of here, this is literally what it's opening. So not only do you have so many possibilities that are opening up, where if there's anything you wanted to go after, a goal, a dream, you know, an aspiration, you can do that now. But with, you know, this card right here, just, you know, mentally try to picture this as your guardian angel. This is big because it's showing that the universe is actually supporting this. Okay, so for some of you, I know that this could definitely be a painful separation that you have to go through. But I would just look at it as an experience in your life where you really had to learn something from another person, or from a situation. So if there's things that didn't work out, you really have to take it as it is and try to ask yourself, what did I do to get myself into this position? Where was I at that I attracted this sort of thing? And what can I do to stop attracting this sort of things in my life? Or maybe is it me? Okay, this is definitely a time to be able to look in the mirror and ask yourself, why do these things happen? How are these things attracted? And, I feel like it's so easy, especially when we're coming out of something painful, especially if it's love, where we can look at, let's say a female, for example, who has just gotten her heart broken and she's just like, men suck and I'm going to keep getting my heart broken. That used to be a mentality that I had, and I feel like a lot of people have that when they are getting out of something that could be shitty or something that's not necessarily meant for them. But I feel like having that thought process where things aren't going to work out, it kind of attracts those sort of people towards us. So I feel like instead of looking at things like that, where it's like the universe hates me, everyone is conspiring against me, I feel like if we just say, okay, let me take responsibility for what I put into this. And if you truly feel from the bottom of your heart that you did not do anything to get yourself into a situation like this, then that's when you go back to ask yourself, well, where was I mentally when I got into this? Okay, and I feel like that's such a eye-opening, or an eye-opener just in general, when we think that way. Okay, and it happens all the time where I have to ask myself, like, damn, these were really shitty people. How did I come across these people? And every single time I'm ever in a situation like that, it's always because I met them at a bad time or I met them at a low point in my life. Okay, so don't be afraid to walk away from anything that was linked to who you were when you were not in a good place. And it's not saying that you have to cut it out forever, but there's definitely adjustments that need to be made if this is a situation that you feel is going to be very uncomfortable. Because I don't think that there's, situations where we can just blame one person. I feel like there's always going to be responsibility that comes from both ends, where you have to just be honest and real with yourself. Like, okay, I was a toxic one that day, or, this person was reacting to something I did, or I did this because I couldn't handle that. So we just have to know where our feelings really come from, where everything stems from, and why we attract certain things. And when you start thinking different, and you start doing different, and you start putting better out into this world, I guarantee you that everything really just works itself out. So whatever this is, I don't feel that this is something you guys necessarily have to go through again. It's just very, very important to look at how you got into the situation in the first place and really be realistic with yourself. If there is any part that you threw into the fire, okay, how did you fuel this? And how do you avoid this in the future? But the beautiful part is now you're being open to doing, you're being opened up to doing something very, very large, very big with your life. And the universe is supporting it. Okay? We live and we learn. Alright, guys? So, super amazing. I'm really going to see if I have time to, fit in some love. I'll do kind of like an August, September sort of thing if I have the time for it, guys. But for those of you that want to follow me on Instagram, it's High Vibrations 44. And for anyone looking for a personal reading, just because I took some time off the summer and have been playing catch up and all that, the wait time is anywhere from 3 to 4 full waits. Okay, so if you guys are able to wait that time, cool. You can purchase a reading. Everything is in the description. My website's there, so you guys can purchase a reading. And if within any time that you guys are waiting for the reading, something changes and it changes what you have to ask for the reading, just shoot me an email. That's totally fine. Now, I do have emergency readings as well, so if you guys need to hear from me very, very quickly, get those. You'll get it back within 48 hours, excluding Sundays. Okay, and yeah, anything you guys need, it's there. And then I also offer it used to be same day questions, but I changed it to 48 hours as well. So you could ask one question, it's $10. Hey, Lissette, should I take this job? Bada bing, bada boom, I'll send you a 2-3 minute video with your response. Okay, now for those of you that are on iPhone, I'm on an app called Instant Go. So that link is in the description as well. You can download it. You can literally just text me a question and I'll respond in text form. Okay, so with that, just go straight into your question because it will charge per character. So the more you write, the more it charges. Okay, so just go straight into your question. We'll get right to the point and I will let you know what you need to know. Alright, guys, so I love you. Stay strong. You guys got this. And I will see you guys very soon because I will be coming out with September readings shortly. Take care.